Uh-oh. Well, Dan the Natural Man Show. I got a floppy camera head over there. Hope you're having a good day. I hope you've had a good week. Today we're going to talk about cortisol. You've probably heard it. It's the stress hormone, cortisol, the stress hormone. You've probably seen cortisol blocker commercials talking about if your cortisol is too high, it can cause belly fat, and it makes it hard to lose belly fat. This is true. It's true. Cortisol is actually a healthy hormone when it is working like it is supposed to. When it's working like it is supposed to, it helps us wake up in the morning. It helps keep inflammation at bay. It helps regulate our hormones and our blood sugar, all these things. But what I'm talking about today is for people that have poor cortisol regulation. And in this environment, in this world today, I mean, good Lord, every day you wake up, it seems like there's something else on the news that is just horrible. So we're stressed out. Even if we feel like we're not stressed out, most of us are still pretty tense throughout the day. So when we're pretty stressed out a lot, or we have anxiety, a lot of anxiety, now our cortisol becomes all over the place. And it stays high throughout the day. And when cortisol stays chronically elevated, now we run into problems. Now we actually increase our risk of more inflammation in our bodies. It weakens our immune system because all this is related to stress. It weakens our immune system. It does make it harder to lose body fat, and it will increase. It will make it easier for your body to store body fat. It is a pain in the you know what, and so most of you are probably stressed out. I mean, I don't know. I mean, all my clients are. I don't know. So what can we do about this cortisol issue? Well, we can do the best that we can do. So I always recommend some type of relaxation throughout the day. And look, you're probably saying, I ain't got time for that. Well, if you don't have time for that, you don't have time to be healthy. And I'm going to tell you, if your health goes downhill, the only thing you're going to have time for is trying to get healthy again. You're going to lose a lot of ground in your life. I've been there and I've done that. I lost a lot of years, productive years, because I was sick with anxiety disorder. Okay? I mean, like, think about it because it frustrates you so much. I lost a lot of years that way. So you need to focus on your health. It needs to be a part of your day. You need to have it scheduled in your day. So, if you want to meditate, that's great. Learn meditation. That works really well if you have the time to do that. I mean, most meditation lasts at least 30 minutes. But something else I teach is just deep breathing. 10 minutes, 2 times a day. Find somewhere that's relaxing. It could be a recliner. It could be a bed. Somewhere you can just relax. Close your eyes and do deep breathing. It's simple. Just breathe in through the nose and blow out. And you keep doing that. And then the whole time you're relaxing your mind, you're relaxing your muscles. You can also combine this with muscle relaxation techniques. That's where you flex. You start with your feet, you flex a foot, release it, do your breath. You do it twice on each foot. Then you flex the thighs one at a time. It's called progressive muscle relaxation technique. And this can be combined with your deep breathing. Or you can just do the deep breathing on its own. But I found for me personally, and it may work for you better too, to combine the progressive muscle relaxation with the deep breathing. And it's good to do twice a day, but once a day is much better than nothing. They have found that when you're doing these deep breathing exercises, when you're done, just after 10 minutes, your cortisol, if they gave you a test, your cortisol is lower, your blood pressure will be lower, your blood sugar will be lower. It's powerful. We have to get hold of our overworked nervous systems. So, another thing that can relax you is a hobby that you have that you could do in a relaxed state. That might be playing a musical instrument if you can do it in a relaxed state. If you play a musical instrument and you feel tense the whole time because you want to do really good, I probably won't use it for relaxation. I won't stop doing it, but I probably won't use it for one of my relaxation exercises. Think of a hobby that you do where you're just in the moment, you're relaxed, all your worries are on your mind at the moment because you're focused on your hobby. It may be woodworking, it may be going for a walk, it might be playing golf, it might be playing tennis, it might be playing, what's the new thing, pickleball. But you know, if there's something you do and you feel good and light and loose and your mind doesn't wander, you're focused on that hobby. That's another good way to relax your nervous system and lower your cortisol. Let's go into the herbs. There's three herbs that really have a lot of benefit here. First one is rhodiola. Rhodiola has been studied extensively, especially by the Russian strength training coaches. They use rhodiola with their elite lifters, like their powerlifters and their Olympic lifters. And they found that if they gave their athletes rhodiola, the herb rhodiola, they had lower cortisol levels, even after these strenuous workouts, and they recovered faster. And I think it even increased their testosterone. I could be wrong on that one. But that's a big deal because if working as hard as these pro athletes and it still is able to lower your cortisol, help speed up your recovery, this is very, very powerful herb. So rhodiola. And you can use these, just by themselves. Pick one and see how it works for you. The second one is ashwagandha. Ashwagandha also lowers cortisol levels. It has also been shown to increase hormone levels like testosterone. And yes, women have testosterone too. Not as much as men, but it's still important for a woman to have a balance of estrogen and testosterone. And then the third on the list is holy basil. Holy basil is another herb that helps protect our body during stressful times, which is most of the time for most of us. It helps to keep the cortisol levels healthier. So those three herbs, definitely I recommend. Then we'll go to exercise. Moderate exercise is wonderful for lowering cortisol levels. I'm talking like going for a walk, going for a bicycle ride. But you're not just killing yourself with it. You're at a stride where you're moderate pace. It feels good. It doesn't feel stressful. You even talk to your buddy if you have a buddy with you. Your heart rate's probably about 110 to 125 or 30. So you're getting a good workout, but you're not just like killing yourself. And there's a time for hard workouts. But you have to understand that hard workouts where you're like, maybe you're working so hard your heart rate is 160, 180 beats a minute, or it's really heavy weights. These are necessary from time to time. But they do increase cortisol because your body sees that as stress. That's another stressor. So you have to balance things in life. Life is a balancing act. So we have our days, we have our weeks where we're at a more moderate exercise week, moderate cardio, moderate weights. We have our weeks where we're at light weights and lighter cardio. And then we have our weeks where we're at our heavy weights and our heavy cardio. What cardio though? The way I recommend is we lift weights and we do cardio. I don't recommend doing really, really hard conditioning, especially for my clients that are usually over 40. Hard conditioning, I don't know, unless you're a pro athlete, it's just going to wear you out more. You're going to be more tired from it, more cortisol. I recommend for clients who want to be fit, healthy, and help, health conditions they may have, moderate to light cardio is the best for that. Sleep. We have to sleep. You want to get 7 to 9 hours sleep every night. This is going to help with your stress hormones and your cortisol and all these things, your blood pressure, blood sugar, your inflammation. Sleep is paramount for any routine. We could do the most healthy things while we're awake, but if we're not sleeping well, sleeping is the glue that holds all these other things together and makes them stick. And I'm going to finish with this. If you have an anxiety disorder, if you have a lot of hatred, a lot of resentment, you need to address these things because they will eat you alive. And it's really hard to lower cortisol. It's really hard to lose weight, build muscle, and improve health conditions if you're in a state of hate, resentment, anxiety. There's nothing wrong with getting a therapist. Not one of the ones that want to put you on a bunch of brain drugs, but a therapist that helps you work through your problems, shows you techniques to deal with your problems and deal with your high anxiety, deal with your hatred, deal with your resentment, deal with your social anxiety, because look, we're social creatures. We need to socialize, and that's hard for a lot of us, but it's a skill we can learn. All these things are skills that we can learn. If we're not so good at them right now, we can get better at them. So I hope you liked this video. If you did like it, I hope you subscribe to my channel. I hope you share the video. My job is to teach people how to become as healthy as possible using natural means. Exercise, herbs, nutrition, relaxation techniques, sleep, proper hydration. And you would be surprised how healthy you can get, how happy you can become, and you can change and upgrade who you are if you want to. Remember, until next time, keep it natural.